Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Your boy Triple Man. I'm back, man. Part 2 of my Gradius ReBirth review. Now, what you really need to know about meter select is real simple. Now, usually a game like Gradius, period, is a hard thing to tear because everything isn't for everybody. Everybody's gonna have something they like and something they don't, and something that they stick with, because trust me, there are some things in this game that just suck and others that just don't. But then ultimately when you play the game, you're going to do what works for you. So it's kind of hard to be like, well, this ship is going to be the crack and this is going to be that bullshit. It's really hard to put that all together. So I'm not going to even drag you through that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to explain each of your meters and just let you know each of the special about them, because what's special about them is that each meter in the game represents a game in the Gradius series, and I'll mention that as I go through. So we'll start where we are at Type A. Now, this is the multi-purpose. Now, you get, as usual, all you need to know is that everything except Type D has 4 multiples, and everyone has speed up as his first thing on the meter. Now, for your missile, you get a normal missile, you get your double, and you get your laser, and you get a front shield. Now, Type A represents the original Gradius. Now, in this case, Type A is for people who want balance as they play. Now, Type A isn't as balanced as you think, and the other reason it may be more balanced is because of its use of the front shield versus its use of a force field. So, my suggestion is if you play Type A, is with any type, make sure you got your multiples out. I suggest, depending on the situation, just knowing when to be in double mode and when to be in laser mode is going to be real good in getting through the game. Now, Type B is the wide area attack. Now, Type B represents my favorite game in the Gradius series, Light Force or Salamander, depending on where you come from. Now, Type B happens to be my favorite loadout, and here's why. I love Ripple. I do. It's like, Ripple works like this. If the farther you are back, the bigger the ripple effect. Combine it with a couple of multiples, boom, you got something going. Now, its missile is the two-way, and I'll get into when I get into Type E. Now, this version of the two-way doesn't roll across the ground. It detonates as soon as it hits, and Type E is the opposite, and it rolls through, and I'll get into a little bit more of that later. It's double with the tail gun. Tail gun ain't really that useful. There are some uses for it, especially like in Stage 2, but you're really not going to use it that much. You pretty much just want to stick with Ripple. So, it's what it is. Now, Type C is based off Gradius 2. Because Gradius 2 had like a lot of different weapon loadouts. This is like right here, you can consider this like the best of the best in a way. Because everybody got their thing, but this is like some of the best if you were ever to play Gradius 2. Now, you got, for your bombs, for your missile, you got the spread bomb. For your double, you have the vertical shot. And for your laser, you have the twin laser, and you get 4 multiples and a front shield. Now, Type C is for people who want a barrel, because twin laser cuts through things like butter. Especially a level 2 twin laser is ugly. Now, you may not find a lot of use for a vertical double, but it does have these uses on a couple of bosses. So, you just like I say, you may just want to stick with the twin laser, but switch out that vertical when you can. And that spread bomb is real nice, especially when you're trying to take care of enemies on the ground, because it explodes and stays for a minute, and it will kill enemies as they roll through. Now, Type D and Type E are 2 meters that have to be unlocked. Now, Type D is unlocked when you beat the game for the first time. That when you complete a loop from beginning to end on any difficulty that's available, you unlock Type E. And I'll get into Type E when we get to talking about that meter. But for right now, we're going to stick with Type D. Now, Type D is the prototype. Now, Type D represents the Nemesis series. Type D represents Nemesis 2. Now, this is some of the best of what Nemesis 2 has to offer. Now, you get the napalm missile, The double, you get the double, you get the up laser, and you get 2 multiples and a front shield. The reason why you get 2 multiples with the prototype instead of 4 is because in Nemesis 2 you only had 2 multiples. So, you know, it's staying true to its source material. Now, I will say this. Double is going to be what you use because you're going to be using double for your shot mainly. Because the up laser, you don't really get a lot of mileage out of that. Like, you should really be getting mileage out of it in boss battle. You don't. You don't. It goes great with multiple, but it shoots kind of slow. So I can't really say whether you use it or not. Whether or not you ultimately want to use it is up to you. And just know, napalm missile, it runs across the ground until it hits something and then it detonates. So I figured you might want to know that. And Type E is like it's for beginners. Now Type E is real strange how you unlock it. I think that it takes about 3 hours of gameplay time to unlock it because I erased my save and copied it and backed it up to try to figure out how to unlock Type E, and I couldn't really find nothing legit. So I say, just keep playing the game, just keep browsing through it, and sooner or later you get the screen that you've unlocked the Metallion, that you've unlocked the Metallion version. And that's something I quickly want to get into that I didn't touch on. Now, real quickly before I get back into Type E, your first 3 meter selects all let you use versions of the Big Viper. Now, I'm surprised Type B is not a Lord British fighter, but you know that's a nitpick. Now, Type B and Type E are both versions of Nemesis 2's Metallion, which I'll get into. But I just figured I didn't want to throw that in because I did not want to finish this review and not get to that. Now, like I say, Type B is for beginners. Now, his missile is the 2-way. Now, the 2-way, like I said, from Type B to Type E, this 2-way runs across the ground instead of just dropping straight down. The vertical shot is dumb, and so is the vector laser. Now, the vector laser, while it rapes everything else, the vector laser has one stupid flaw. The vector laser does not destroy the living wall in stage 2, and if you go to a bonus stage, you're going to die. So if you're going to use the Type E, avoid bonus stages at all costs because it's going to come ugly. Now, just know, vector laser plus 4 multiples equals rape. That's the only math you need to know about this meter select. Vector laser, 4 multiples, rape. The end. That's all you really need to know. Now, I think I've just about covered everything. Oh! There is one other little tidbit of knowledge you may want to know about the ReBirth series. And where does this come from? Gradius ReBirth is the only ReBirth series, is the only ReBirth game so far that actually uses the Konami code. In this game, when you do it, it works just as it did as Gradius 1 on the NES, when you press up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, BA. Except in this game, it's just BA. So, you know, it's just BA once instead of BA. BA, what it does is it gives you, it automatically powers up your multiples to maximum. So 4 for A, B, C, and E, and 2 for Type D. So I figured you might want to know it. No other, like I said, no other game in the ReBirth series takes advantage of the Konami code, at least as I know of right now. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, like I said, I played the Japanese version back last September when it came out. And I was loving it, man. It's like I said, I'm an R-Type boy, but I love Gradius 2, you know what I'm saying? I used to have Gradius 3 on SNES, so I played that a lot, but you know, like I said again, I'm an R-Type boy, so you know, I'm not really into bullet hell shit, but like I said, I love R-Type and I love Gradius, you know what I'm saying? It's just like Capcom say, hey, I have an affinity for R-Type, but I love them both equally, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. If I would give this a score, I give this an 8.5 out of 10. And here's why. Now, a lot of people claim this is short, but it ain't. Because technically, it's 15 stages. Because while the stages may be the same, the way they're mapped out through each loop is different. So you at least owe it to yourself to at least play through all 3 loops at least one time. But it's like, it could have been a better game. Mainly, my only issue with this was that it didn't have it didn't have meter edit like it did in Gradius 3. Now that would have been something that would have made the game real interesting. hopefully, if they do come out with a sequel for this, which I think they probably are, that that they address some of these things and bring over option select from Gradius 5. That'll be perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this out. Tomorrow we'll be taking a look at Contra, and if I feel like doing it, I got a special way. I'm gonna take a look at Contra ReBirth. So y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Triple. Thank you again, as usual. And I'll holler at y'all. Peace.